Good morning. Hello, good morning. Welcome to History Makers Training, January 2018 at the residence of Dr. Sunday Adalaja. I want to welcome you, and I hope you've saved your time because it's really going to be hot in here this morning. So please go welcome your friends, anyone you care about, to come join us. And also share this video. My name is Babo Shia, and we are here with you, and we're going to be with you all day. Yes, I will repeat that. It's going to be an all-day training with Dr. Sunday Adalaja. So I hope you're ready because we are ready here. Very ready, and we are about to go. But before we start the section, the morning section, which is the first section of the day, we're going to have 4 sections today. I will want to talk about some of the books that Dr. Sunday has been writing, which, by the way, he is the author of over 300 books. So I believe that he has a lot to share with you. So we're going to go through a few of the books. The first one is How to Become Great Through Time Conversion. Wow. Okay, I think I remember this book. And in this book, he talks about how to convert your time. You're going to learn how to convert your time into a product. You're going to learn how to convert your time and become a better person. You're going to learn how to convert your time to transform a nation. So I believe it's a great book. And please go to Amazon, Kindle, and Okada to get a copy. Thank you. The next book I have here with me is The Creative and Innovative Power of a Genius. Whoa. In case you're wondering if it's possible for you to be a genius, I'm here to tell you that it's very possible. And the SA has come up with an easy way to help you to become a genius. Isn't that awesome? Because I used to think that it's only great and crazy people or awesome people that can become genius. But I found out that even me and you and ordinary people can become genius. So yeah, go get your copy at Amazon, Kindle, and Okada Books. Thank you. The next book I have here is one of the latest book released from Dr. Sunday Adalaja is The Variable Source of Energy. Wow, The Variable Source of Energy. Okay, I think to me it's easy to understand the title, energy. We all have energy, but the question is, what do you do with your energy? How can you convert it to be something useful? In case you don't know, or in case you're wondering what the title is, I think you can go to Amazon and at least go through the review and then find out what the book is all about. Then I think you can go and get your copy. But even though I can even help you to explain a little bit what this book is all about. Here I have a bullet point. One of them says, why we are so desperate for energy. In case you're wondering, this book is talking about that. Next is energy is the force is the force behind all meaningful accomplishment. Ooh. So if you want to accomplish something in your life, you need energy. And this book is going to help you to find out more about that. Next is God's presence outsourced to divine energy. Okay, I think I'm just going to stop here. As long as God is included in this book, it's a go-getter book. So make sure you go to Amazon, Kindle, and Okada Book and get your copy. Thank you. Next is Poverty Mindset versus Abundance Mindset. Okay. We all want to make money, isn't it? We all want to become great. We all want to become somebody in the society. But the problem is, if you have a poverty mindset, then I don't really see how that is going to work. So Dr. Sunday has helped us to understand and help us to get more understanding on what a poverty mindset is and how to get rid of it and how to get, how to move from a poverty mindset to an abundance mindset. I highly recommend you get this book. Thank you. Next is Raising the Next Generation of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. Okay, these are the top should I say, three people in the world. We all want to learn from them. We all have read from them. We all read about them all the time. We listen. You know, people go crazy when you talk about Bill Gates. Oh. And Steve Jobs have done something that has really transformed everybody's life, whether you like it or not. He is one of the coolest people that have lived on this earth. So, if you want to become somebody at least a little bit like him, not him, definitely, exactly, but a little bit, go get this book. DSA is on the level of these people, and he has put down understanding of how to become one of them. And as maybe you've heard me call him one time, Pastor Genius. So as you see these people and you call them genius, he is even more genius than them. So go get your copy at Amazon, Kindle, and Okada book. Thank you. Next is how to overcome the fear of death. Okay. Guys, there is no need to be scared of dying. We all no one wants to die. We all want to live, but it's funny actually. Because I used to think that, okay, I don't want to, no, actually, especially as a woman, you get conscious of, oh, I'm getting older. But actually, it's supposed to be a blessing. But the more important part is, if you know you've done something useful with your time, if you know that when you live today, your legacy is still going to go on, there is no need for you to be scared of dying, really. And DSA have explained more and more and more on how to overcome the fear of death. So in case you're wondering or in case you're curious, well, go get your copy at Amazon Kindle and Okada book, and then you find out how to overcome the fear of death. Thank you. Next is life is an opportunity. Life is an opportunity. In case you watched the evening section yesterday, Pro said a little bit about this book. Life is an opportunity. Yeah, it's an opportunity today for you to be alive. It's an opportunity to you to be who you are. It's an opportunity to be unique as the way you are. And trust me, every day there is an opportunity around you. But because you lack the knowledge to see what this opportunity is, you don't know what they are. So in case you're wondering, or in case you don't know what the opportunity you have right now with you, Dr. Sunday have helped you to understand how to see those opportunities around you every day. I will repeat that every day. So go get your copy at Amazon, Kindle, and Okada books. Thank you. Next is no one is better than you. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. No one is better than me. Let me speak for me. No one is better than Bob Boucher, yeah. Because God all makes us, he made us special. He made us so unique. And truly, truly, no one can be better than you. And you are who you are for a reason, actually. So it's not just you being unique that is the awesome part, but the awesome part is that there is a reason why you are who you are. So go get your copy and find out how no one is better than you. Thank you. Next is how Africans brought civilization to Europe. Guys, this doesn't really sound realistic. Let's just be real. Like, it's kind of, a crazy topic to even start with. How can Africans bring civilization to Europe? Like, really? But yes, really. Imagine me standing in front of you, as black as I am. I don't know if I'm too black. Yeah, I'm black. I'm black from Africa, from Nigeria. But imagine that I'm about to find out, or I'm finding out, or I found out that my ancestors are one of the people that brought civilization to Europe, where I am standing right now speaking to you. That is truly crazy. I don't even know if it's possible, but it's possible because Dr. Sunday, a genius, was able to find out how Africans brought civilization to Europe. So go get your copy so you don't miss out. Okay? Thank you. Next is discover the source of your latent energy. Okay, this is the second book about energy. Guys, there is something really to read about this. When we talk about energy, I know people think something else. But he has converted energy to be a great wealth, to be a latent wealth. And in case you don't know what all that is, what is the source of a latent energy, let's start with go get your copy. Always go get your copy. And I'm going to tell you one point of bullet point about this book. It says there is a latent energy in everyone. Okay. Next is the cycle of energy transformation. Next, how to discover your latent energy through work. Okay. Next says how to use your reproductive energy more effectively. Okay. Wow. We are going into science, guys. So you don't want to miss out. Trust me, it's worth reading this book. Go to Amazon, Kindle, and Okada Books and get your copy. Thank you. Next year, we have how the Nigerian economy can overcome the American economy. Once again, LOL. Is it even possible? It is possible. It's more than possible. Because once again, genius Dr. Sunday has found out how that is possible. How that is possible.
That is new.
Yes, and in case we all know that American economy is leading the world, America, China, but Dr. Genius has helped us to find out
You your own identity,
that Nigerian economy is greater than American economy. So please, don't miss out. Do not miss out on this book. Go get your copy. Thank you. Next I have here is how to be in the here and now. Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this book. Why? Because I've been around Dr. Sunday and I've worked with him. And I'm going to tell you, I've never seen someone that is so sensitive like him. I don't know how he does it. As I've said, I've given up. But you're around him, you're talking, you're deep, you're doing your thing, you're going on. He just so notice how you just get lost. Like he gets it the second you get lost. And the first thing he tells you, be the here and now. Be the here and now. And you be wondering, like, the first time you're like, what's even happening? What does that even mean? Be the here and now means to always be conscious of what you're doing, being in that time. No daydreaming. No traveling to, somewhere else in your thoughts. No getting lost in your thoughts. You always have to be here and now. And it also means to be very focused in whatever you're doing. Yes, you have to be awake in your thoughts, in your activities, in everything you're doing. So guys, go get your copy and help you to be here and now. Thank you. Next I have here is create your own network. Okay, if you've been watching the History Makers training, the students have been reviewing this book. And I want to believe that they have gained a lot on how to create your own network. In case you're wondering what network is, I'm not going to tell you. It's not my job. Your own job is to go find out for yourself. And how you can do that is go to Amazon, Kindle, and Okada book and get your copy. But I'm telling you, finding out your net worth is even better than you finding out how to make money. Trust me on that. So go get a copy. Thank you. And last but not the least that I have here with me this morning is the book talking about finding answers to why good people die tragic and early deaths. Okay. This is really deep because I believe we all have lost loved ones. And in case you're in pain, in case you're wondering, because we always have questions when we lose loved ones, this book has the answers that you're looking for. So please, go get your copy and get healed so you don't lose your years or your time thinking and wondering and in pain on why you've lost your loved ones. Thank you very much. You can get your copy at Amazon, Kindle, and Okada Book. Thank you very much for being with us. And once again, go invite your friends to join us because we are about to start the first section of History Makers Training at Dr. Sunday, Adologist resident at Kyiv, Ukraine. Thank you very much. And I'm going to hand over to Dr. Genius.
She's taunting me, pulling my leg. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Let's put off the light. Okay, Sabbath. Today is Saturday, so so I'm talking on Sabbath. Dr. Genius, yeah. At what point did you come to that conclusion to be calling me Dr. Genius? Yeah. Not you don't call me like that, baby. But when did you? What triggered that? Where is that coming from? No. Maybe she has a story. Who knows?
Yes, I have a story.
Okay. Maybe she has her own personal testimony.
Yes. It was when we did the video about values. Values.
Okay.
Yeah. It was because he had a new project that he has. He made like short videos.
Yeah, I remember now. The projects.
The project.
Where I was talking about invention, how to be an inventor.
Yes.
And
pastoring.
Yeah. DSA philosophy.
Yes.
DSA thoughts. Okay.
But the one that really got to me was values. So
DSA's values.
Yeah, DSA values. How to transform a nation, and that really, I lost it. Till the
but
end
they have not seen those things. They've only seen one.
Yeah,
They've not seen. There are many to come.
We can show them at least for the values. I don't know why the values got to me. Maybe because it was the way I was brought up. And he was the first person that really relates to what values are. Because if you have, there was a time he gave an example on imagine what the reason why Africa is really dirty is because the people are so careful. Imagine you walking on the street and you eat a candy, the first
careful or careless? Careless.
Yeah, very careless. But he was able to relate to that it all starts from you. You don't have to wait on the government saying that, or you ask yourself the question, why is it dirty? You actually have the responsibility to help keep your environment clean. That's just a little bit example, but that video really got to me. So that was how I came up with Dr. Genius, because if not him, I don't just see anybody that can put that together. You can even see how excited I am just talking about it already. Yeah, so trust me, when you watch that video, I think you will understand why I call him Dr. Genius. So maybe we'll show it to you during the day. Thank you.
Okay, you see, everybody has a story. Everybody has their story. Okay, who reads for us today?
Sabbath is a proof of order.
This is what I was talking about in Genesis, that there was a law in Genesis as well, but that law was written in our hearts just like now. You know, somebody was talking about we are in Christ Jesus already. We don't need law. So I said, yeah, because it's written in our heart. I said, yeah, we are just coming back to Genesis because in Genesis it was written in our heart. And that law is a sign of order. You know, that Sabbath, that God rested on the seventh day. So that whole concept of God resting on the seventh day is a sign of order. And because somebody will say, well, why does God need to rest? He's God. Does he get tired? Does he need rest? He doesn't. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not because God needed rest or he was tired. It's because that was a significant sign of Christ, first of all. Christ is our Sabbath. But it even goes beyond that. It is a manifestation of order. How? Well, let's go.
Genesis 2:1-3. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had made. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made.
Yep. Okay, let's continue.
God could only rest on the seventh day because he had put order in place.
Okay, God could only rest on the seventh day because he had automated everything. Everything he did and everything he needed to do, he had not just accomplished them, but he automated them by putting them in systems. And some of you remember the other day how he came up with that through the principle of seeds. You remember the other day we were talking about it? Yielding. That yielding is talking about automatization or systematization. Ooh.
Rest is not possible if there is no order.
Look at order here. Serious order. Look at it here. Dangerous order. Look at this one here. Now, this looks like a car park, right? Like a motor park. Oh, is it? It doesn't even look like a motor park. It's a garage, no? Ah! It's a street, eh? Wow. Huh? I think they turned the road to park. Okay, now let's look at the phrase. Rest is not possible if there is no order. So how can people rest there? How can you have rest of mind in this kind of... That's why people will always have a short lifespan in Africa and in Nigeria. There is no way people will not die early here. Not by accident, though. I'm talking about health, for health reasons. There is no way you will not die an early death because the stress is too much. Is this not stress? Even looking at it itself is stressful. Just looking. It's creating a lot of stress for you already. Look, even the house, look, they hang the clothes. Can you imagine what's happening? No order. Okay, like for example here, some people are trying to dry their clothes or things like that, you know. You don't see this. You see people in Europe don't dry clothes. You don't see this, all the window corner with clothes and everybody drying. Those things need order and standardization, standards. So for example, when I talk about order, I'm talking about even things like that. You want to spread your clothes, spread them. But if you spread them on the windows, you pay fine for it. That's how you keep the decency. Like for example, if you, in Nigeria, if you go to Lagos, every house is dirty. Now, there must be a standard. If you want to build a house, build it. But you must be aware that the outward part of it must always be painted every 5 years or every 2 years in case of Africa. If you cannot paint your house every 2-3 years, don't build. Go and rent. And if you have already built it, you cannot paint it, and government will collect it and sell it for you and give you the returns and send it to people who can paint it. That is order. That is how nations. But if you do that in Nigeria, they will say you are a dictator. They must overthrow you. Because we don't want order. But that is how things work in other countries. If you don't want to put your car according to the requirements of the road, it's going to be confiscated. It's going to be taken from you. And you have to even be the one to pay for the park, of the garage where it is being held for some time. But we are not used to that kind of order in our place. That is order. People spreading their clothes over the window like that. All these things. It's a sore in the eye. That's why you don't see aesthetics. Everything is just irritation, stress. You die early.
import it, put it in your name with all the titles, but you're not allowed to touch it.
Okay, say it again.
Like in my country, there's a certain law whereby if you buy a house in a certain suburb, it's your own house, it's on your name, even you have the title deed for it, but you're not allowed to touch it, not even to bind it without a permission. And that area is being controlled,
By
and
the
all the
government.
binds by a certain group
Yeah,
of company. And then it's like all the houses, they have the same color. Everything, you are not allowed to blend even anything
Yeah.
without a permission. You can't touch it.
Beautiful.
You just leave the way it is.
The management
But
company
it's your
manages
house.
it. Yeah.
It's on your name.
Beautiful. Even though it's your house, but it's under the management.
Yes.
So you don't just rubbish the whole place because they have the vision. This is how the place must remain. You don't come and do your own thing there. That's order. Those are standards. But in Nigeria, they will fight you and say, is it not my own? What are you telling me? What are you telling me? In Nigeria, everybody fight, it becomes emotional. They fight you in the streets. What are you telling me? What are you telling me? Is it not my house? I use my own money. What are you telling me? Everybody is a king in Nigeria with empty head. See what's happening here. See what's happening here. Is the picture there? See what's happening here. I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words.
Countries cannot rest. Cities cannot rest. People cannot rest without order.
Do you think that is accurate? I think we saw this one, 10 most peaceful countries, right? Okay. Okay, let's check down this one and see.
Walk around and enjoy the beautiful surroundings.
No, wait, stop. Let's go back. Let's start with the... Hello? Go back now. Okay. Let's start with Venezuela. Venezuela, the last one, yeah. This country went, because of lack of order, from the richest country in Latin America, the richest to the poorest, because of lack of order. Let's check it out. Good before.
Venezuela is nearing its breaking point. Daily protests rock Caracas, and the economy has tanked.
Tendrán que matar a los
Venezuela is nearing its breaking point. Daily protests rock Caracas, and the economy has tanked.
tendrán que matar a los 30 billones de venezolanos para que este señor se perpetúe aquí.
Most people have lost faith in President Nicolas Maduro, but he still has significant support among the poor. Maduro promises that a vote on July 30th will help the country turn around. Critics say he wants a new constitution to increase his power. More than 100 people have died in protests in recent months. 7 years ago, Venezuela was Latin America's richest country. Now people have to
7
cross the
years
border
or
to
7
buy
months?
food. A few years ago, people like this had one of the highest living standards in Latin America. Oil made Venezuela rich in the 20th century, but that wealth did not reach everyone.
Just 7 years ago, it was the richest country.
Then a new figure came to Venezuelan politics. Former Army officer Hugo Chavez had swagger and a common touch. He vowed to lift the poor out of poverty through socialism. Wealth from the oil industry would fund an extensive social welfare program. Chavez also asserted state control over the economy. This led to a 2002 army coup that overthrew Chavez. But protests restored him to power within a few days. Chavez's popularity grew as oil exports funded anti-poverty programs, but oil was 95% of the country's exports. The economy floundered when oil prices plummeted in the late 2000s. Inflation skyrocketed. Chavez died in 2013 as the economic situation deteriorated. Chavez's critics say his policies ruined the economy. His successor Maduro plans to crush political opposition by making a new constitution. Some are calling for a boycott. Whatever the result of the vote, violence and poverty will plague the country for years to come.
Lack of order. You see what's happening? Violence, lack of order. Led a nation from the richest. It's like Singapore, the richest to become the poorest. Disorder will ruin any country. Lack of order will destroy any system. Your body too. If you begin to eat only fast food and you don't eat any healthy food, your system will break down. If you begin to deprive yourself of sleep, and any disorder will ruin any system, even a nation. So a nation cannot survive without order. Disorder is death sentence to any system. So when we live in a situation of disorder, like in Africa, there is no survival possibility. No chance for survival. Now let's look at 10 most peaceful countries in the world.
Walk around and enjoy. Each year, the Institute for Economics and Peace releases their Global Peace Index, which ranks the countries of the world in terms of how peaceful they are, taking into account factors like crime rates and political instability. So why not start planning your travel to these 10 most peaceful countries in the world? Number 1. Iceland. For the 6th year in a row, Iceland tops the safety index. As Europe's least densely populated country, and as an island long isolated from the rest of the world, Iceland has spectacularly preserved its beauty and exotic natural wonders like hot springs, glaciers, lava fields, and waterfalls. Spending time in these places gives a peaceful, calming feeling matched by nothing else. The Nordic nation scored particularly low points on the Global Peace Index for homicides and number of prisoners, so if crime rates concern you, Iceland is the place where you can find peace of mind. Number 2. Denmark. It's not only the happiest country on earth with its outstanding educational and healthcare systems, but it's also home to the world's best restaurants and hundreds of fairy tale-like cottages along the 7,000-kilometer coastline. Their unique history, delicious foods, and enriched culture certainly makes living there worthwhile. Also, the fact that over 80% of Danes speak English makes it easy to get by. Number 3. Austria. There's a special charm to Austria that no other countries have. The quality of life is great, and you don't get that feeling of the constant rush from A to B. The people and culture promote a relaxed atmosphere which is easy to fall in love with. Public parks are a common sight, and everywhere you go, there are nice places to just relax, walk around, and enjoy the beautiful surroundings. As with most places though, there are areas you want to avoid at night, but during the day you will feel safe and sound anywhere you go. Number 4. New Zealand. The only reason you would feel unsafe in New Zealand is when you're taking advantage of the many adventurous outdoor activities available, not because of internal conflict or violence. One of the things many locals and expats love about New Zealand is that the lifestyle and work ethic is so relaxed. Of course, this does mean it could take longer to get things done. Number 5. Portugal. In early 2016, the magazine Condé Nast Traveler declared Lisbon, Portugal as the most underrated city in Europe, and the results of the Global Peace Index only back up this point. It has a warm Mediterranean climate and sandy beaches, it's affordable, and there are plenty of fiestas to be had. The capital, Lisbon, is full of stairs and devoid of cars, which makes it even more beautiful. It's a city where you can really hear your own thoughts. Number 6. Czech Republic. The country that was home to the Velvet Revolution gets points for low military spending and few acts of violent crime. Czech Republic has undergone centuries of diverse cultural, social, and economic development, which is reflected in its architecture and beautiful monuments showcased in the many historic gardens and parks placed all around the country. Number 7. Switzerland. Switzerland's political neutrality works in its favour for the Peace Index, where the country was noted for its absence in both internal and external conflicts. Also, the scenery alone can be life-changing to experience. Almost anywhere you end up in the country, you're likely to have a view of something, from vast fields and rolling hills filled with grazing cows to the snow-capped mountain peaks of the Swiss Alps. Unlike in many other countries, the Swiss truly value and treasure their country's land, therefore they work hard to preserve it. Number 8. Canada. Despite being larger than its neighbour to the south, Canada ranks much higher in peace and safety than the United States. Canada is universally celebrated for its natural wonders, from its huge mountains to calm lakes, and stunning glaciers to wild forests. This welcoming country is also recognized as one that really makes life worth living, and is considered by many to have the friendliest people in the planet. Number 9. Japan. Japan primarily scored high marks on the Peace Index for having little public access to weapons. Also, the country is renowned for its respectful culture and safety. In fact, Japan is so safe, you can party like it's 1990, constantly fall down drunk in central Tokyo and still have your wallet and mobile phone when you wake up. Another bonus for your peace of mind is that Japan is also an incredibly clean country. You won't see any litter or discarded cigarette butts anywhere. In fact, the streets are so clean they always look brand new. 10. Slovenia. Despite its breathtaking natural beauty, the Central European nation of Slovenia remains off the radar for many travellers. Yet in an area less than a tenth the size of the United Kingdom, you can find towering mountains, picture-perfect lakes, vast caves, elegant cities, and fast-running rivers. Slovenia also has a higher than average police presence too, which often makes visitors feel much safer. So forget about that excess stress and just enjoy the relaxed Slovenian lifestyle. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe.
Okay, can you believe it? These things, it's not heaven that did them. Human being. These are the most peaceful countries in the world. Why? Because of order. Anywhere you see peace, order has been secured. So what can we do about our continent? Order, one word. I'm afraid Nigerians might kill anybody that tries to do it, but they will not kill everybody. That's why we have to start with mental emancipation first. So for people to be committed to doing it. If they kill one, the other one will continue. They kill another, the other one will continue. That's the way to only secure it. Until we wipe out the generation, until the generation dies in the wilderness that is against order.
Even God could not break this law. He could not rest.
The law of order. God could not break the law of order. Yeah?
Yeah, even God could not break this law. He could not rest until he put order in place.
Okay, let me start from so that we'll connect with what we're talking about. Okay.
Countries cannot rest. Cities cannot rest. People cannot rest without order.
Even God cannot rest.
And even God could not break this law. He could not rest until he put order in place.
So that's why God rested on the seventh day, not just because it was the Sabbath or the sign of Jesus, but because he was telling us the full point that it's a law. Even God could not find rest until the seventh day when he had put order in place. So only order precedes rest and peace. God could not, his soul could not find peace until he has secured 6 days of order. Okay?
So, Sabbath is a proof of order.
So when it says that God rested on the seventh day and is the Sabbath, that is proof that order must have been put in place. Because rest is impossible. Peace is impossible without order.
Sabbath is a proof of excellence.
Beautiful.
Sabbath is a proof of completion.
Amazing. Tam w Izraelu що ти там показує? Tel Aviv що та? Tel Aviv, Taroi, Tejividi, Tamnapisana.
One of the most important blessings and gifts you can give yourself is order. God did the same.
Read that again.
One of the most important blessings and gifts you can give yourself is order. God did the same. Genesis 2:1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. Order is completion. We see here that order is manifested in the completion of the work. If there is true completion, there will be order. Work is a way of bringing order to chaos, and there is a basic satisfaction in seeing that we are able to make something a little more coherent by the end of the day.
So order is arrived at only through works. And order takes hard work. But disorder even takes bigger work.
Genesis 2:2. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made.
You see? And on the seventh day, God ended his work. So completion, we see completion, which he had made. Yeah? And he rested on the seventh day. So he had put order in place before rest could come from all the works which he had made. Rest is only possible after order is in place.
When the work is done, rest is sweet.
Okay?
Vacation, pleasure are worth it only after completion and order is established.
Beautiful. So who qualifies for vacation? Only a man of order and a man of completion. So if you are saying I want to go for vacation, to show me your completion, show me your work, show me your order, show me your completion, show me what you have completed. You know, I just read a book on that. And the book is on Amazon. The book is called Work is Better Than Vacation. Labor is Better Than Favor. Yeah, that's the name of the book. It's on Amazon now. Work is better than vacation. Because of this principle. And that's where I'm talking about this principle. So if you want to know about it, go get it. More about this topic, that is. Okay, let's show this. The second one here. Yes. You have volume? Okay. This is Israel, Tel Aviv. See order. See order, see peace. And that is in a country that is surrounded by enemies, by terror attacks, by nemesis, from morning to night. But order, even in that chaos, even in the most chaotic, most dangerous, that is like a country surrounded by Boko Haram, so to say. That's the kind of thing you could say. But despite all the danger, see, order, that's what order does. Order is enforced through law and order, but law is very serious. Even though that's the most stubborn people in the world. But order regulates everything. Order brings out beauty. Order brings out the rest. Order secures peace. Even amidst chaos and enemies. See what is happening. And this is a wilderness. This is a wilderness. You hardly see rain there, no trees. But they created everything by themselves artificially. That's why Israel is a proof that if anything could work there, every country could work. God gave them the hardest country. The country flowing with milk and honey. There was nothing there. They have to create it with their own hands. See. Just to show them, God gave them the most difficult territory, the most difficult land, just for them to be able to create it. And God is trying to show us his nature in us, that we are creators like him. And even if we find ourselves in the wilderness, the ability of God to create in us will create in the wilderness heaven as well. Thank you. Let's go back. Imagine what is happening here. Absolutely mind-boggling. Okay.
Genesis 2:3. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made.
God blessed the seventh day. Why? Because he rested in all the work he has done. Because there was completion. Because there was order. Now rest is justified.
No, I'm not done that. When there is completion and order, blessings come.
You see? Blessings follow order. Blessings follow completion. What a day. That's Sabbath. That is order because Sabbath. That's the nature of God we are discovering. Go ahead.
When there is completion and order, sanctification comes.
Beautiful. Sanctity. Everything is clean.
Good order is the foundation of all things.
Edmund Burke. They know it. Great men know these things. Order is the foundation of. So there is no country if there is no order. Because order is the foundation of all things. So nations cannot function without order. Because order is the foundation of all things. Organizations, everything. Order is the foundation of all things.
Genesis 2:3b. Because that in it he had rested. Rest begins from within. When you know you have done your very best, and when you know you have put in order,
that inner satisfaction is the greatest rest. Not in the beaches, from inside. When you know you have put order, you have done your best. That is when you begin to rest from inside. That's why it says in that scripture, Genesis 2:3, because that in, what did it say? Because
that in it
he had rested. In. Rest is inside. Because inside it, he got rest. Inside the work he has done. Inside the satisfaction from the work he has done. He found rest. Rest comes from within. Within your heart that you have done your best. That you have put on that inner satisfaction is the greatest rest.
Genesis 2:4-7. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created, in the day that the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Blessing, prosperity, abundance are not possible without responsibility.
Responsibility to create order, responsibility for order. Take responsibility for order. Responsibility is part of order as well. So when responsibility for order is secured, blessing comes, prosperity comes, abundance comes.
Genesis 2:5b. For the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. God held up the rain until there was a man to till the ground.
Order, you say. Not something before, not A before, not B before A, not C before B, but order. When God secured and made sure there was man, then he sent rain. That is order. Not putting secondary, primary. Not putting primary, secondary. But everything has to be in its place. Order is the right arrangement of things. Everything has to be in the place, in the rightful place. So let's read this again.
Genesis 2:5b. For the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground.
God did not cause it to rain on the earth because there was no man to till the earth. As long as there is nobody to walk the ground, God will not send rain. So because order has been violated. When there is no man, why should I send blessing? Well, that is to say, blessings will not come until there is responsibility secured. That is the right order. If there is nobody to till the ground to take care of the blessing, there is no need for the blessing. There is no need to build the house if you are not going to take care of it. There is no need to buy the car if you are not going to be able to service it. Maintain order. If you are not going to maintain order, if maintenance, the order of maintenance is not in place, there is no need for the blessing.
The man stands for the responsibility. Only man is responsible for law and order.
So until man is there to secure law and order, blessings will not come.
Animals cannot be responsible for law and order, only mess.
Animals only do mess. That's even though there were animals that time, but God could still not send the rain. He needed to wait for the man to be created before he could send the rain. Let's look at example of road construction in Germany. Human being is not involved. Because human being has built a system. Order. You see order? They put order to the extent of all the bricks and road is putting itself in place. See what human mind is out of order. Germans have brought order to everything. Mechanization. But order is the basis of mechanization. Order is it. Automation is based on order. Electronics is based on order. Reduce the order. Automation, electronics, all those things are a result of order. Progress, industrial progress, and technological progress are a result of order. Okay, next one. Is that not amazing? That's a result of order right there. Okay, let's go and see second one and then third one. You will see what order is doing wonders all over the world. While we are going to church to pray every Friday from 9 to morning till 9.
the problem. The effect of these campaigns wore off after just a few weeks.
Louder.
The brief. In view of the poor results of campaigns aimed at making people in general more aware of the problem, our change of strategy involves targeting only those dog owners who fail to clean up the mess their dogs make. Solution: good old direct marketing. All we needed was some cardboard boxes, some plastic food bags, and 20 volunteers. The name and breed of the dog was all it took to find out where our targets lived.
Order is
Hola,
not
¿qué
by
tal?
accident.
Es que me gusta mucho tu perro. ¿Cómo se llama?
Se llama Bonnie.
Anda. Hola.
Someone has to arrange it. Someone has
All we had to do was access the city pet census.
Hola.
Mira, ¿te traía esto de objetos perdidos por parte del ayuntamiento?
¿De objetos perdidos?
De objetos perdidos, sí.
¿Sí?
¿Te puedes hacer aquí?
Sí, sí.
Carlos Muñoz. Pues mira, que es del ayuntamiento un paquete de objetos perdidos. Para ti. No, espera, ahora primero fírmame, por favor.
the boo of their dog.
Aquí, ¿no?
They
Sí.
pack it and send it to them.
Vale.
147 parcels altogether. And, as always in direct marketing, there was a message with the gift. In this case, a warning that next time there could be a fine of between 30 and 300 euros. Results? According to the City Council, 70% less dog do. Though what we'll never know is whether it was the
They are
fines or
cleaning
whether
after
it was
their
the
dogs
do.
immediately. See? You see? See wisdom? Order is not by accident. Okay, let's do the third one. Somebody has to take responsibility for order. This is China, the world's largest sea bridge. It's human being that made this. Oh, God didn't come from heaven to resolve it. Oh. But that's what I said, that technological progress is as a result of order. It has to be a well-organized society, well-organized mind. Mathematical precision is what can bring about technological progress. You see? They didn't call Americans to come and do it for them. Oh. They didn't call Europeans to come and do it for them. Order in the mind. Through science, technology, order brings about scientific progress. Order secures technological and industrialization. All those things are only as a result of order. Progress in every way, only as a result of order. Thank you, guys. Let's continue. So there's nothing more important than order when it comes to managing the earth. Order is the basis of everything, even creation. Here we are.
Some human beings are not different from animals.
Welcome to my continent.
Some human beings are not different from animals because they lack order. Either because they are not.
To finish them, they lack order. That's it.
That they lack order either because they are not taught or they reject the discipline of order.
To be fair to the Africans, it's mainly because they are not taught. Even when your parents always, I remember when my grandmother always told me to make order, there is no technology behind it. But there is always supposed to be technology and standards behind order. If you just have the zeal for it, you will not get the same result that somebody that has technological know-how about it will get. For example, I always thought I was somebody who loved order until some people from our church, came to my house to help me make order. After they finished, I thought they built a new house for me in my house, inside the house. I was so shocked. So I called them. How come? Because they said there are technologies You study it. You know that and they did it under 2 hours. It's like they cleaned everything in my house and as if nothing is anywhere again. Everything is hidden. Everything is So we need technology. We must know that there must be insight, understanding, light. I was trying to do it without light, without a bigger light, just with zeal. But you need understanding in everything. You need skills. Okay, what did it disappear to? What happened? Okay, let's go to America, the last one, and see how they taught their country. I told you about technology, about manners. These things have to be taught. They don't just come out automatically. Even though you might have it in you, but you still need to be upgraded by understanding, through knowledge, through light. America also, that we see today, and just like Western Europe, they cultivated that in people. Somebody helped them. All of us need to be taught in these things. So this is one of the old movies or video that Americans produce to teach their people, in this case, manners. Let's go.
Hi, I'm sorry I'm late, but I ran into Jean here. Oh, Jean, this is Ed the Ed I was telling you about. Hello.
How do you do?
And this is Jack Connors. Jean Bassett from over at Morrisville.
How do you do, Jean?
Hello.
Here, you can sit here.
Thank you.
Would you like something? A malt or a soda?
A malt, I think.
A well-mannered group, aren't they? You notice their good manners right away. Good manners make good first impressions. And because your manners are showing all the time, they have a lot to do with how well people like you. We've noticed Jack's manners because, well, they seem easy and natural. Of course, he does have a special reason for good manners right now.
If you
But
want, you can go and look for it. We have already seen it before. So, but that's the idea. The idea is that it has to be taught. It doesn't just come from the trees or from the sky. Someone has to take responsibility for teaching other people. Okay, let's go to beaches. Is that all? What happened? Huh? So that's the last slide, right? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead and read now.
Genesis 2:5a. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. The earth always carries blessings. It doesn't matter what land. Israel is a good example of a country in the desert, yet flowing with milk and honey.
You see, God has already blessed everything, so everything can be productive if order could be secured. Yeah.
Every land is blessed by God, though they might have different characteristics. Genesis 2:5. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was no man to till the ground. When God finds a man that is ready for law and order, blessings flow.
And that is where we got it from. For the Lord had not caused it to rain. Rain is like a sign of blessing. Rain upon the earth. So blessings flow from heaven. There was no man to till the ground. So when the man comes, rain of blessings flow. Rain, blessings flow. Read it again, please.
When God finds a man that is ready for law and order, blessings flow.
So the question to you people is, when will blessings flow upon Africa? Is ready for... When our mindset is ready for law and order, what will follow? Prosperity. Blessings. It will not just come, it will flow. It will rain down. When the nation is ready to live and abide by law and order, abundance will come. Okay?
Proverbs 13:23. Much food is in the tillage of the poor.
In the field. That's like the field of the poor.
But there is that is destroyed for want of judgment.
Okay, that's like I say, much food is in the field of the poor. So a poor has a field, farm. Much food is in the farm of the poor, but it is destroyed for lack of sound judgment, lack of order, lack of structure. So it has much food. So why is he poor? Why should he be a poor man if there is much food? Because there is no judgment, no order, no structure. So no matter how much blessings, how much raw materials, how much mineral resources a country has, if there is no judgment, no order, that country will remain what? It doesn't matter what family you are raised in and how rich that family is. If there is no judgment, no order in a man or in the members of the family, that family will remain. So it doesn't matter how much raw materials Africa possesses or has, how much oil, as long as there is no judgment, no order, Africa remains. Much food is in the farm of the poor, but they are all destroyed. It's just like in Africa right now. You go to Africa now. Fruits, they produce more fruit than any continent. But if you go there in the wrong season, like you want to eat mango or pineapple, and it's not the season, but you just produce like more than any other country the other day. But there is no storage. It's all destroyed. So you came 2 months later, they said the season is out. What do you mean season? I'm in Africa. For example, when I took my team to Africa, they were dreaming. They were all saying, "Ooh, we're going to Africa." I said, what do you think about Africa? "Oh, Africa fruits. When we think about Africa, we think of fresh fruits. Ooh, fresh fruits." Ooh, banana, mango, ooh, cashew, ooh. Until we arrived. They discovered that they have more fruit in Europe than there. He said, "So what happened? Where had all the fruits?" Everybody will tell you, "No, it's not the season for it." So what season? They never had it before. What about this one? It's not season. Oh, if you had come 2 months before. What about that other season? There is no season. Much food. Sorry. Much food in the farm. But it's still poor. Man of God, you want to say something? Baba.
Yes, I'm just reflecting.
Baba is thinking deeply. Put on the light for him over there.
I'm just reflecting in the life of individual citizens as well. Also, my personal life. How we just lavish things without thinking of saving for the rainy day.
Without structure.
Because that is actually what happens if if there's no order within us, then we can't find it in the whole country. But it has to come from individual in that country. Because you are just talking in terms of storage. So if I'm lavishing what I have, my resource, and I cannot store for the rainy day, how will I then have the vision?
For the nation.
For the nation. So that was just what is just going through dropping in my spirit, and I was just walking through it. It's deep, sir. Very deep. Very deep. Very deep.
That's why I wrote those books on that. One of the books is How to Build, where is it? Let me show you some books at this point, because brother is talking. So that we all learn how to build our lives and finances like this. One of those is, what we are talking about is poverty mindset, abundance mindset. Just keep on removing them one by one so that I will see. Another one that will help you there is money won't make you rich. Another one that will help you in this is what to do with your time. Another thing that will help you to do that is why you must urgently become a workaholic. Another book that will help you is where there is problem, there is money. Creative and innovative power of a genius. How to become great. Create your own net worth. Stop working for Uncle Sam will help you. This is the book I was talking about. How to build and secure a financial future, your financial future. So this is another book that will help you greatly in that sense. All right. While the brother is making order, let's go and see the best beaches in the world. It's backward there. Not at the back. That beach something reminds me of Babish. The worst beach in the world. 10 best resort, yeah. It's as a result of human effort. Let's go.
For the perfect holiday mix involving sunlight and relaxation, Hotels Combined, the world leader in hotel price comparison, presents the world's top 10 beach resorts. Accessible only by boat or helicopter, Peter Island Resort and Spa is set on its own secluded island. The 1,800-acre island has 5 quiet beaches to choose from, where guests have the opportunity to kayak, snorkel or sail. The Abama Resort in Tenerife receives more sunshine than any other part of Spain and offers seclusion from the crowds, beautiful beaches and breathtaking landscape.
I was there. You were there. Germans like the place. I saw a lot of
beachfront tranquility, villa accommodation and a limo service from the airport are all included in a stay at the Chetty, where each spacious suite offers privacy and peace on the southern coast of Bali.
Beautiful place.
Welcoming travellers since it first opened in 1868, the Ocean House on Rhode Island today includes modern architecture with a colonial-era charm.
Africa is supposed to be like this. All of Africa is supposed to be like this. But no other.
Set in the tropical gardens of Hainan Island off the south coast of China, the Mandarin Oriental Sanyas private beach comes complete with its own coral reef. There are also 3 pools to choose from, including an infinity-edged pool with stunning views back over the mainland. Found off the northeast coast of Australia, Lizard Island Resort, located on the Great Barrier Reef, home to the world's largest coral reef, has access to not just 1, but 24 white sand beaches. Encased by a long stretch of white sand beach, the idyllic Maldives island resort Niama is accessed by seaplane and home to Maldives'
But what
only
surprised me
underwater
also is that
nightclub.
when I used to go to these places, I don't find black people there. Huh? They start going already. No, well, when I used to go, I was not finding them there. I was not finding Nigerians, especially. Keep on going. I was here too.
The luxurious beachfront resort, Blue Palace, is the perfect hideaway for a soothing retreat. The 200-metre Pebble Beach is furnished with individual deck chairs, umbrellas and sunbeds. Along the coast of the Andaman Sea in Krabi, guests at Rayavadi Resort are a short trip from beaches, sheer cliffs, coconut groves, dense jungle and the Krabi Marine National Park.
They go to London where it's raining in summer and they said they go on vacation. They don't have an idea what vacation is. Anyway, the bottom line is that all these things are what men created with their own hands and their hard work. All of Africa could become like this. Because a lot of those places, they are doing them artificially, but Africa is naturally gifted in these things. But somebody has to bring order. Oh, some people are asking about the books, right? Where do you get it? By the way, you can read all those books for free. If you go on Amazon, you have to register for Amazon Unlimited, then you can read all the books for free. Or you can buy them on Amazon as well. But if they are too expensive for you, like on Amazon, then you can buy them for cheap by writing to my office, dssbooks@gmail.com. 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 Okay, here we go. Where were we? Okay, can we start from here?
Genesis 2:5. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground.
By the way, we are going to be doing presentation at 3 o'clock our time today in the afternoon. The afternoon session, I and Denise, one of my team members that is in the Nigerian Transformation Project, we are going to be presenting a presentation on how we want to fix Nigeria. Okay?
When God finds a man that is ready for law and order, blessings flow.
I think we're already here.
Yeah, we're past that.
No? Are we here already? Okay. Yeah, I can read this too.
Proverbs 13:23. Much food is in the tillage of the poor, but there is that is destroyed for want of judgment.
Yeah, this is where we stopped. Okay, so we talk about poverty. There is much, but there is poverty. Let's check out on the Nigerian cassava. The cassava, Nigeria is the largest producer, world's largest producer of cassava. But then we still have poverty. We still have people hungry in Nigeria. But from cassava itself, you could make up to 1,000 food products. But no order, nobody to do it. And even fuel, like in Brazil, from cassava, they are making fuel. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
A local manufacturer who specializes in the use of cassava to produce ethanol says the country loses billions of naira due to a shortfall in cassava supply. He says the country needs a minimum of 400 million liters of ethanol, yet it can only produce about 9 million due to a poor supply of cassava, the main material. TVC News' Kazim Olowe in this report takes a look at the untapped opportunities in cassava cultivation in Nigeria.
In the past, usage of cassava in Nigeria was limited to production of starchy foods like gari, fufu, akpu, cassava flour, chips, among others. But recently, thanks to modern researches, the list of things that can be derived from cassava has become long. Now, the use of cassava for the production of bread, chips, ethanol, among others, keeps growing. But unfortunately, majority of Nigerian farmers still rely on cutlasses and hoes to farm. This is one of the reasons supply of cassava cannot meet demand in the market, because aside from those who need cassava for production of foods, there are several others who need it for industrial purposes. Roger Seka is the managing director of the biggest ethanol company in Nigeria. He told TVC News that since the start of operation in 2014, the company has not been able to produce to installed capacity due to lack of cassava.
We consume anything between 225 to 250 tons of cassava a day. 225 to 250 tons of cassava every day. And probably we are the biggest consumer of cassava as an industrial belt. But we are running between 60 to 75 to 80% of operations, but we have never reached 100% capacity. It is mainly because of non-supply of raw materials.
In an attempt to bridge the demand and supply gap, the African Agricultural Technology Foundation, with the support of the United Kingdom Agency for International Development, has introduced cassava mechanization and agro-processing project CAMAP to encourage mechanized farming in the country. Currently, the project is in full operation in many states, including Kwara, Osun, Benue, Oyo, Kogi, Delta, and Ogun. Under the project, the only thing required from farmers or intending farmers is the land. The foundation has been supporting them with access to financing, plowing, application of fertilizers and herbicides, planting, harvesting, and linking of farmers to the off-takers who are ready to buy their produce at higher rates.
When I'm doing manually, I can able to do, let's say, 1-2 acre. I cannot be able to do something like 1 hectare, because to finish that 1 or 2 acres, it costs a lot. Even I have to get labor to help me do the 1 or 2. But by doing this, by mechanization last year, so it's more profitable.
In our old time method, we are only wasting our time, energy, money, and everything. But with this new system, it has made everything so easy for us.
We started with them by training them on the use of mechanical planter, which they've never seen. The first time we brought this machine,
it's just now they are introducing mechanization to stop using cutlass and hoe. Do you know that in Europe, the last time, people here in this country, they don't know what is cutlass and hoe. They don't recognize it. I showed them to members of my church, what is this? They said, well, they don't know what it is. What is it for? They're asking what is cutlass and hoe for. Have you seen it in the United Kingdom? You can't, because the first time, the cutlass and hoe, they stopped using it in Europe 1,000 years ago. And they were using animal, when, cattle, horse, all those things, before they got to mechanization. And now it's already information, electronics. What they stopped using 1,000 years ago, 800, 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago. Huh? And we're saying such a lot of work needs to be done. We are doing everything with raw hand. raw manual or something. Okay, go ahead and play.
Yeah, people are saying, wow, we've never seen this kind of thing before, but they are trained on how the use of it. And when they saw it, we planted 1 hectare in 45 minutes. They said, it takes at least 12 man day to 22 man days to plant 1 hectare. But with this now, it becomes easier for them, and they saw it and they have embraced it.
So if you hear that there is a machine that...
What machine will do in 45 minutes, they will do 21 days. Huh? Yeah. Punishment. Suffering. 45 minutes. What they were doing for a whole month. 7 days. 7 people working. 7 people will produce in 45 days what this thing will do in 45 minutes. And that's 8 hours. The thing can work 8 hours. 45 minutes times 8. They produce in 1 day, they produce everything they produce in 1 year.
Can plant cassava. We cannot believe until we see it. They took us to that training, and they trained us. And later, they bring all these machines. They said they selected me to come and supervise the machine. Those who are testing this machine, they did not like to work on manual again.
Despite this cassava mechanization program, supply of cassava produce cannot match demand, leading to the loss of billions of naira every year.
There is full of market for cassava. You will be surprised that in the month of June, the cassava price was 40,000 naira per ton, which is never in the history of Nigeria that cassava cost 40,000 naira per ton. Because if it is readily available, cassava does not sell at 40,000 naira. So there is readily market, and there are now more companies. I am only talking on ethanol, but there are a lot of companies that have come on starch, on chips, on flour. There are a lot of companies, and I don't think that there is any limit that the farmers can supply to the mills.
With the present rate of unemployment in Nigeria, one wonders why young Nigerians have not grabbed the opportunity to secure land and leverage on the 3-year support window provided by the AATF to produce what is in high demand in the country and smile to the bank. Kazim Olowe, TVC News, Abeokuta, Ogun State.
Okay, see what he's talking about. This is what Nigeria is busy doing. Okay, for example, the government comes up with a plan. We are going to be giving you loan for 3 years to produce agriculture or something. No, nobody even knows about it. And then even the journalist is coming and say, we are wondering, why is it that the country is in high demand of cassava? Why is it that, and then the loan is there? We wonder why young people, Nigerians with the unemployment rate are not taking advantage, they are not grabbing, and then producing what is in high demand. We are wondering. Dead brain. Dead brain. That's what the way the country functions. Everything is working chaotically. You know, okay, there is loan, there is something, there are unemployment. So they just expect everybody themselves to think, just like saying, like the evolution is, the earth came together by itself. Everything just came back. That's how we are running Africa. Everybody should just, there's employment now. I mean, there's unemployment now, so there shouldn't be problem. And there's demand now, and there's loan now. But they don't know that when it comes to human beings, they need to be organized. There must be agency of the government that gathers the data of all unemployed people by name and by number. And then where there are opportunities, what are the opportunities? And just divide them. Just how much employment how much loan people can we give loan to? Out of the 5 million unemployed, let's say unemployed, we can secure for 100,000. You already have the 5 million here. Out of that 5 million, select the 500,000 or 100,000 that are interested in that and direct them there by name to be producing this particular one. Then take another 500,000 and select them. They're automatic. We wonder where they are. Nobody is taking advantage. We wonder. You will wonder finish till the whole world has gone past you. We wonder. journalist, government, all of them the same. Structure. Order demands responsibility. Responsibility is a sign of order. Things should just happen by themselves. We are wondering. Somebody needs to organize something for something to happen. Please.
Much food and yet poor.
Yes.
Why? The answer, because of lack of order.
You see? So the man is wondering why. Because of lack of order. And we wonder, why is it that Nigeria, okay, the Indian man is saying, we can produce more. We don't have enough something. We wonder why unemployed people are not taking advantage of it. That's what the journalist is saying. You don't need to wonder. You just need to put order in place.
Genesis 2:7-10. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden. And there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And the river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. The name of the first is Pison, that is it which compasseth the whole land of Avila, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. There is Bellidium and the onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon. The same is it that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Edekel. That is it which goeth towards the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is Euphrates. Genesis 2:7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. When man who is ready to take responsibility for order appears, blessings are released.
When men appear who are ready to take responsibility, blessings flow.
Genesis 2:8. And the Lord God planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he puts the man whom he had formed. Managing people, assigning people to the post, helping people find their callings is one of the most important aspects of order.
Managing people is one of the highest level of order. That's what I was talking about about that cassava. You don't just hope unemployment will, graduates will just find themselves there. They need to be arranged. They need to be managed. They need to be assigned to their positions. That's one of the most important aspects of order. That's why God was waiting for man to appear. Okay?
Genesis 2:9. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. In the land of promise, there are resources.
In every promised land, in every area of your gifting or calling, there are resources,
pleasantries, blessings, fulfillment.
And fulfillment. Anywhere God has called you to. You don't need to worry. You don't need to envy any other person. You don't need to all be running to become medical doctor, because that is what is lucrative. Nothing is lucrative and nothing is non-lucrative. Every land of calling, every land of promise, God has put some resources inside there. Can you read the verse on top first? Again.
Genesis 2:9. And out of the ground made the Lord God to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
All those resources are available in the land. That is, all kinds of resources, pleasantries, blessings, fulfillment. In your area of calling, those things are already secure there, right?
Even though in the land of promise there are resources, pleasantries, blessings, and fulfillment, you need knowledge to explore them.
Beautiful.
Genesis 2:9b. The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
That's why the tree was in the garden, the tree of knowledge. Knowledge is needed to exploit the resources.
To any knowledge, there are the good and the bad side, both knowledge of good and evil. Be careful and selective in your quest for knowledge.
Beautiful.
Genesis 2:10-14. And the river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into 4 heads. The name of the first is Pishon. That is it which compasseth the whole land of Havilah, where there is gold. And the gold of that land is good. There is bdellium and the onyx stone. And the name of the second river is Gihon. The same is it that compasseth the whole land of Ethiopia. And the name of the third river is Edekel. That is it which goeth towards the east of Assyria. And the fourth river is Euphrates. There are riches and blessings flowing in your land.
In your land.
There is no greater gift you can give or receive than to honor your calling. It is why you were born and how you become most truly alive.
Yeah, and when you put order in your calling, that is Oprah who said that. You discover that there are resources there. Let's check the first video here.
This NGS tunnel installation represents the first of its kind in the UK. We're extremely excited about it. The system offers multiple benefits, not least of which is the ability to maximize the production area. In a conventional production system, we're essentially cropping every second row. But with the NGS system, we have the ability to crop 100% of the area. And not only that, we also have the ability to increase the plant density. On our conventional strawberries, we're cropping at the rate of about 50,000 plants a hectare. At its most extreme in here, we have up to 200,000 plants a hectare.
We have gutters on the roof of the structure where we collect the water, all the rain, all the dew in the morning, and we send it back to the reservoir. We believe with the rainfall in this region, we're going to be 80% self-sufficient. We also collect all the water which run off the plant or the bags and then put it back to the reservoir and use it again. So we've got a 0% waste.
Where we are farming in the driest part of the driest county, it represents a huge opportunity for us to capture rainwater from the roofs and to give us the ability ultimately to increase this area and grow more fruit as a result.
Our new growing system has fully integrated climate control, so everything is working automatically. When the temperature rises, the vents are opening, vents on the top, vents on the sides, and letting air into the greenhouse, and that way it cools the temperature down. Our system is fully enclosed. It's giving workers much better working condition. They're not exposed to the environment. Also, as it is fully enclosed system, we can produce strawberry for longer. We're starting much early in the springtime and continuing much later in the autumn.
Ultimately, the great benefit of the system is the benign environment that it creates. We've got much lower pest and disease pressure in here. and we have the ability to draw lots of air through the tunnels and essentially keep the plants nice and dry, keep humidity levels low. All that leads to what is ultimately the acid test, and that's eating the berry, and I'm delighted to say that these are fantastic. We've grown fruit on site for something over 150 years, and the company has always been innovative over that time, whether it's adopting new production techniques or planting new varieties. The installation of this NGS system represents the next stage in that process of evolution. It's cutting-edge technology and keeps us right at the forefront of the fruit industry.
You see? Order. When men take responsibility for order, no need for hunger. There's another one there, the next one. Order in everything.
We've all seen the display of flowers at the supermarket, maybe even bought some. But have you ever wondered what goes on behind the scenes and how the flowers are grown so perfectly? Welcome to Donaldson's in Sussex. This is one of the last producers of chrysanthemums as cut flowers in the UK, because most blooms are now brought in from abroad in refrigerated lorries. This huge greenhouse covers 10 acres, or the size of 10 football pitches, and it produces 17 million cut stems every year. Your bunch of flowers starts out as a bag of tiny unrooted cuttings like these. In winter, there are only about 6 tolerant varieties being grown, but in the warmer days of summer, there can be up to 20. These pre-formed cakes of compost are the same type that salad growers use for their lettuces. After unpacking the cuttings and dipping the bases in rooting powder, the cuttings are inserted into the compost blocks. The workers work quickly and efficiently, so almost every single cutting will grow. The completed trays are laid down and covered with plastic sheeting. This increases both the heat and the humidity around the trays, which helps the cuttings to root more quickly. Heating cables under the floor keep the cuttings at a steady 21 degrees C. After the first week, the plastic can be removed to allow the leaves to dry a little. If they stay too wet, they may rot. After another week on this floor, the cuttings have rooted and are ready to move on. Once they have rooted, they need planting as soon as possible so they continue growing quickly. The cuttings are not actually planted. They're placed on the surface of the prepared soil so that they can root down. Believe it or not, between 36 and 50,000 can be laid out every day, depending on the season.
Кожна чашка кави льод.
Order. Let's see another one. No, it's not this one. Is it? No, we saw this already. Oh, okay, good. Where were we? Are we here already? Yeah.
Genesis 2:18. And the Lord God said, "It is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an helpmate for him." However, it takes work to possess and enjoy it all. Sabbath is always a proof of order.
Okay, let's see another. Let's see the other videos there. Can you make it bigger? Okay. The top one.
12 of the world's most insane engineering marvels. Number 12, Palm Islands. Located in the United Arab Emirates, the Palm Islands represent the largest human-made islands on the planet. Famous English footballer David Beckham pre-ordered a villa on one of the islands in 2002. While the islands are a worldwide draw for wealthy tourists and an amazing feat of construction, they have also drawn the concern of environmentalists. During dredging work, the only known coral reef off of Dubai's shores was destroyed. Turtles' nesting spots have been destroyed, and the ocean's natural currents have been rerouted. Of the 3 Palm Islands, only Palm Jumeirah is fully complete. Real estate company Nakheel Properties is responsible for the islands and also built the nearby World, a group of islets built in the image of the Earth. Number 11, Three Gorges Dam. Though this project is an impressive engineering feat, the fact that it has had grossly adverse effects on both human beings and the environment temper the excitement behind its construction and existence, and make the Three Gorges the most notorious dam on the planet. Regarding installed capacity, the dam was the world's largest power station when it became fully functional in 2012. It has a total length of around 1.4 miles and a height of 607 feet. The dam also displaced a reported 1.3 million people, though that number is disputed and may be even higher, flooded archaeological and cultural sites, and caused significant ecological and environmental changes. The drastic changes in reservoir water levels have caused an increase in landslides. Experts feel that the sheer weight of the reservoir's water could cause earthquakes. Animals and plants are threatened due to changes in their environment and fragmentation. Number 10, Large Hadron Collider. When it started up on September 10, 2008, the LHC became the largest and most powerful particle accelerator on the planet. Resting inside the Kern Collider Complex, it's buried at a depth of 575 feet underneath the border of France and Switzerland. The collider is composed of around 9.
The whole country, the whole world is going forward. We are going to church. Instead of laboratories, colleges, research institutes, directing country, the whole country, organizing people to do research, to, putting order, responsibility, raising up responsible people. They are prophesying. Is it this one? Did it come from prophecy? Let's hear this out.
Steel. Powered by 10 hydraulic motors, the Falkirk wheel can transport up to 8 vessels at one time on a journey that takes 1 hour to get from one canal to another. It's an impressive and imposing sight that has become a tourist attraction in the country. Number 8, Panama Canal. In 1904, the United States began building what would become one of the greatest engineering accomplishments of the century, the Panama Canal. The monumental project would span a decade and face countless obstacles. At the onset, the ever-present threat of malaria claimed lives and scared workers away from the site. Luckily, Chief Sanitary Officer William Gorgas knew that the disease was carried by mosquitoes. He had recently been in Havana, where he directed a controlled strategy to eliminate the disease-carrying insects. With Gorgas's vital help, malaria was eradicated from the isthmus by 1906. Though it would take 3 different project engineers, 56,000 workers, 10% of whom lost their lives constructing the canal, and $375 million, the Panama Canal officially opened on August 15, 1914. The channel's importance is hard to understate and easy to see on a map. It connected the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans, saving ships a dangerous journey around the southern tip of South America. Number 7, the Channel Tunnel. It took almost 200 years and cost $21 billion to complete the Channel Tunnel. An underwater passageway between England and France finally opened in 1994. French engineer Albert Mathieu put forth a proposal in 1802 of a tunnel supported by wooden beams that would be lit by candles and could be used by horse-drawn carriages. British media and political pressure over national security would halt the project. Later in the century, the sides would start construction on a tunnel, but political differences would again stall the attempt. Finally, in 1988, the successful project would begin. 23.5 miles of the completed 32-mile Channel Tunnel lie underwater, making it the longest underwater tunnel in the world. Number 6, Chandra X-ray Space Telescope. Along with the Hubble Space Telescope, Chandra is one of NASA's most advanced space observatories. It was appropriately and fittingly named after an Indian-American astrophysicist whose work on black holes earned him a Nobel Prize in Physics in 1983. Originally launched in 1999, the observatory's longevity and scientific value has made it one of NASA's most successful missions. In 2014, Chandra observed the awe-inspiring Tycho supernova remnant, which was created by the explosion of a white dwarf star. Number 5, Shasta Dam. Stretching mightily across the Sacramento River in Northern California, construction of the Shasta Dam took place from
what we should be
1938 to
thinking about.
1945. Once completed, it would back up water for over 35 miles to form Shasta Lake, California's largest reservoir and a place that is visited by millions of vacationers annually. Frank Crow, who had just helped finish the Hoover Dam, oversaw the entire project, which included 4,700 workers, building what was, at the time, the second largest concrete dam in the country. 12 million tons of gravel was needed for the project. Luckily, a substantial supply was located in the nearby city of Reading. To transport this large quantity of gravel, the world's longest conveyor belt was constructed. It was 9.6 miles long and operated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for several years. Number 4. Millau Viaduct, soaring high above the clouds. The world was captivated by the Millau Viaduct when it opened in December 2004. The idea that the viaduct only took 3 years to build is almost as astounding as the bridge itself. Towers on the incredible structure rise to a height of 1,125 feet, making it the tallest bridge in the world. 7 pillars weighing 700 tons each were built for the project that had to be put in exactly the right place for the bridge to be a success. Multiple satellite signals were used to help pinpoint the right spots for the pillars to be accurately spotted. Bridge specialist Michael Verlogu and renowned British architect Norman Foster were employed to design the Millau Viaduct, which is widely regarded as an engineering marvel that has no equal. Number 3. Hubble Space Telescope. Anytime you hear news about a new distant star or planet found in outer space, it was likely discovered with the use of the Hubble Space Telescope, which has rested in low Earth orbit since 1990. It's named after Edwin Hubble, who took the largest telescopes of his day to the Mount Wilson Observatory near Pasadena, California, and discovered countless unknown planets and galaxies in the 1920s. Experts have published over 14,000 scientific papers using data from the Space Telescope, making it one of the most productive instruments of science in history. At launch, it weighed 24,000 pounds, and today it is 27,000 pounds and 43.5 feet long. Number 2. Hong Kong International Airport. Though the Kansai International Airport in Japan was the first to be entirely built on an artificial island when it opened in 1994, it lies on soft land that has been sinking much more quickly than anticipated, ultimately making the project a potentially colossal failure. The Hong Kong International Airport was a little more successful. The project took 6 years and around $20 billion to build, making it one of the biggest projects in the aviation industry. It lies on Chek Lap Kok, an island that is mostly made of land reclaimed for the construction of the airport. The 24-hour airport is one of the busiest in the world and holds one of the Earth's largest passenger terminal buildings. Number 1. ISS. The International Space Station is not only the largest human-made object in orbit, but it also represents a collaboration of nations around the world. 5 space agencies, NASA, Russia's Roscosmos, the European Space Agency, the Canadian Space Agency, and the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, representing 15 countries, were involved in constructing the $100 billion station. The structure was taken and built piece by piece in orbit and has been continuously occupied since November 2, 2000. Current plans call for ISS to be in operation until 2024, by which time some of its first components will be nearly 3 decades old.
You see, men, God's blessing flow when there are men that are ready to take responsibility. Then there will be rest on the earth. There will be rest, there will be prosperity, there will be peace. Sabbath is secure thanks to men that take responsibility for order. This is what Africa is supposed to be thinking about. You see beaches, you see technology, you see farm, you see in every area. We should be guiding and organizing our universities, all the students, to be structuring them and directing them to do research in different things, to work on different projects, not just anybody just go to university chaotically. You got admitted, didn't get admitted, then you look for a job. We should be directing and sharpening their brain. Go and work in that one. These ones are doing research into this one. It should be, people are not just entering university, just, anybody that wants, I find admission, I don't find admission, I come out, I come. It's as if they are not connected. The resources of the country and the rulers and of the country are not connected. But they are supposed to be galvanizing and arranging and managing all these young men so that they will bring about a targeted result and envisioned product at the end of the day. So that people who go to school will know what exactly they will give us. So that people who go to university or who enter university, you will know exactly why we made them to enter university and what are the things that will come out as a result. Projects, ideas, projections, vision, managing resources, students, schools, research institutes, putting expectations, projections ahead of them, preparing men to take responsibility for all spheres of life, of human endeavor, of the economy. Huge population to be managed for result, for productivity. That is order in managing nation, in national development. But when you go to Nigeria, everybody just talking, oh, we are looking for, oh, we go to school, oh, we will look for employment, oh, we didn't pass jam, oh, we didn't know. Nobody knows what will happen at the end of the day. Just motions, chaotic movements, everybody just moving that scatter. Nothing is guided, nothing is managed, nothing is ruled. Anyway, before I get frustrated again, put on the light, John. Let's hear I want to hear your comments on what you thought about this subject today, that Sabbath is a product of order. When men appear who are willing to take responsibility for order, blessings flow. I want to hear your comment. Bring microphone to people, Joe.
Well, for me, I think ignorance is really our big problem. Because right from the first time I've argued on Sabbath, it's always about the day of worship. It has to be
for church.
Yeah.
It has to be religious.
It has to be religious. It has to be, is it Saturday or is it Sunday? Who changed it to Saturday? Who brought it to Sunday? Why don't we take it to Monday? Why don't we take it to Tuesday?
It's not connected to national development.
It's not. It has nothing to do with order. It has nothing to do with completion of work. It has nothing to do with peace. It has nothing to do with... I know the love for... It has nothing to do with rest. So in fact, it's like bringing out a new puzzle from a different perspective. Because in fact, I was sitting there. I was asking myself, how does this man bring out these things? What makes him think like this? What makes him dig out from this side of view what Sabbath should
because
be
I
all
read
about?
The Bible now, and they pray.
But we are reading the Bible. Me too.
You now begin to talk like bio-wise. Bio-wise is, sometimes you get frustrated and say, is this man a human being at all in the first place? Who are you? Are you a human being? That's what she's always troubling me about. Now you can understand was it Babusha who was a genius in the beginning? It was like she was preparing the grant for you people.
Yeah, because we just read it. Oh, God created this on the first day, created another on the second day, and then on the seventh day he rests. So me too, if I go to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I should rest. And that's what brought the culture of on Saturday we want to go to party, we want to go to... That's where all this whole thing came from, because all our understanding of rest is Sabbath has to do with physical rest. We don't understand that we don't see it from the point of completion, the point of order, the point of structure, the point of forms, the point of systems. We never understood it this way. So it's like a brand new orientation to us to understand why our country or even any crisis in our lives will remain the same, because we don't even know the meaning of the word Sabbath.
Or any other scripture that we are reading. It's not only that one now.
So it's not really only that one, because we understanding from that point of view where you talked about the inner light, that inner light is what is really lacking because we can't
Uh-huh.
see. We can't.
Now you they talk.
We can't see. We can't see these things.
Now
we
you
see.
they talk.
Because it's like I'm looking at this thing and the only thing I'm seeing is white.
Is
and
the
then somebody else is now using this thing to tell me a different story. Now the story the person is painting is that inner light that he has about this. That's the difference between me and that person. And that's what is lacking in us. That's what we cannot see. That's where we are struggling. So it's not our fault.
You know, when you are talking like that, I'm just thinking, oh my God, how I wish God would give me opportunity. Either to talk to people in Nigeria or Africa, or to train them, or to take responsibility. I hope that by now, that it's not only me that has an idea of how to fix the nation. You know, can you imagine my struggles? I know all these things, and I have to keep quiet and sit down here, and sit down. Because I'm not needed. And that's how I have to go to Africa, because I know exactly how to fix everything. How to even attain this kind of technological progress. I know exactly how to come about it for Nigeria.
And then the ability to use all these videos to break it down to a common
man's understanding,
to a layman's understanding is the genius behind all this whole thing. Because we watch all these videos on YouTube, but we don't
you don't collect them.
We don't use it to do this kind of thing.
No connection.
We don't connect it to this kind of thing. There's no. The only reason I will be watching is maybe I'm looking for a beautiful place to go to holiday. And then you just say, let me check out this place. Let me see what it's like. And then think of the hotel to book. And it's not like you are going there to even observe the nation. It has nothing to do with it. It's just you. Just be, they have nice swimming pool. Okay, I will swim. And then, you know.
He's so truthful.
That's what it is. It's really a new thing to me. Thank you for this wonderful.
Because they have brought up us in the worldview, paradigm of consumerism. You know, it's a consumer's mindset, consumer's paradigm, consumer's worldview, instead of a creator's worldview, instead of possibility worldview, I can do it worldview, instead of exploring worldview, as adventurous worldview. Maybe God will allow. That's why I'm writing all these books. That's why I'm writing all these books. If people will not listen to me, maybe they will get to read my books. Maybe some people will read the books, maybe they will get help. Or maybe God will give me the opportunity one day to be able to structure the country. If we could, Nigeria, we are almost as big as Brazil. We are almost as big as Japan. We are almost as big, we are actually bigger than Russia right now. If we could structure the nation like that, we are catching up with America in size. What about if we structure our resources, our human capacity, our potential? If we could bring order into everything, structure the students, bring order to the students, to the children's life, bring order to the university education, bring order and sanity into city management, country running, administration, government. Me, I'm seeing it, and it's so easy and beautiful, exciting even. But I hope more people will see it. Maybe somebody will get there to duplicate it one day.
Good morning, everyone. Yesterday, I remember I was speaking to Pastor Anu, and the concept of rest came up. Back in Namibia, or my people, we are brought up with a mentality that you're first a cattle farmer, and then you are anything else after that. So people go out into the cities, they go and work, and then they get capital, they come back to the farms, buy cattle, set up a farm and everything. And then there's something that if you listen to people who stay on the farm, it's like, these city people, we don't understand them. It's like they go out, And then when we want to rest on the weekends, they come and make us work even harder and work on, during the week. So when people retire, usually when they say they want to, or let me take it back to the days when we were going on holiday. It was when you went to the farm, you knew that you're going to work. When you came back to school, you're actually resting more than when you were working on the farm. Because and we call this rest. And then it was only later when I grew up that I came to appreciate it, that when you go to the farm, you go and work, and you feel when you go home, or rather when you go back to the town, you feel you have done something better than what you usually do during the week. And then now this is even highlighted more today about the Sabbath and about resting. It actually shows that when you're resting, you're actually being more of yourself. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yep.
That's it.
Beautiful.
I just wanted to add to what Emeka has said, that the concept of Sabbath that we've always had has always been religious, within the religious setting. And the highest we've ever gotten to is the fact that those that had the understanding that, oh, Jesus has now become our Sabbath, why some were still even fighting that Sabbath is either Saturday or Sunday. We were thinking that those with spiritual insight are the ones that have come to understand that Jesus is now our Sabbath. Nobody ever thought that to link it with order and the foundation of blessing. And also you mentioned, you gave an example that, for example, using the painting of houses, when you started that, if you cannot paint your house,
don't build
it. And that's just an example of one of the areas you can bring order to. I remember a governor in Port Harcourt then, in River State, some years back. He actually tried to do something like that, and he came up with this law that because of the crime rate and this 419 issue that was going on, that no house should have a fence that is higher than I think about 4 feet or something like that.
Yep.
And he also brought the issue of painting, that people should paint their houses and it should be painted every 5 years.
Yeah.
He was impeached. He was impeached because there was so much, people started complaining
Protest.
because he started it with a campaign, trying to advise people, show them the reason why it's beneficial and all that. Nobody wanted to hear at all. Why will you tell me after I've built are you going to be the one to protect me? What's a lot of stuff that people are saying. So the guy tried to enforce it.
The society is not ready for.
The guy tried to enforce it, brought bulldozer and started like marking. He was giving them warning. So he will come mark your fence and tell you have like about maybe 5 weeks or whatever to on your own.
Which is right, which is correct.
But people will still refuse to bring it down. So he came and started bulldozing it, but people started like lobbying and all that. Before you knew it, he was gone. And then they brought somebody else. They just cooked up one story, went to the House of Assembly, and before you knew it, he was gone. So that's to show you the level of degradation in our mindset and in our thinking that we have in the country. But I believe that with what you're doing, like for example, I was just sitting down there. I said, even within the church, the only place we think of order is within the church. For example, the church I used to go to, if you enter into the church, right, you think you are in a different world because everything is structured. The roads, constant lights, everything is well planned. But come out of the gates of that church, it's in total mess. The road, you see cars just like what we saw in on the screen. Buses everywhere, market women selling just in front of the church, selling, total anarchy. But just step into the church. So our concept has always been, the structure order is always supposed to be within the church. We never ever thought for once, let's take this thing outside to the country and affect the community that we live. Sometimes you see villages around those areas, no borehole, no water, no drinking water, nothing. Gutter, you see sewage on the streets. Things are just like upside down. But all we think is just ourselves. That's all we think, ourselves, just to make sure, okay, we want to prove to them that, yeah, we've arrived. We are the one that have the superior knowledge. You understand? So it's so sad. I just believe that by God's grace that the message we are trying to push out there, that they'll begin to realize it. And I don't know, I just strongly feel that. So I think maybe when you get to Nigeria, you just have to educate our leaders. There's no way we can escape it. You have to educate both the political leaders, the spiritual leaders, leaders in all spheres. There have to be a way for them to like get this message and understand that this is something that without it, nations can never be built.
Yeah, I hope they will listen to me. I'm ready to do my best, but who knows? Who is the next one to speak?
Well, thanks so much, Pastor, for all the highlights that you've shown us here.
They want you to stay here.
Yeah.
This particular.
You open.
Look at that square. Yeah, good.
You open our mind, and then really, even just by looking at those videos, as our brother said, we used to watch YouTube, we used to watch everything, but our mindset, we don't view it in the way you are explaining it to us right now. And then from here, like even what I've been doing there, I've been taking notes for something that I want to go and watch just by myself to understand it more. And then again, looking at the situation of Nigeria, about how to come about, how to start or what, I think Nigeria itself, without even talking about oil or other resources, Nigeria is blessed just by having that population. Because in my country, I used to feel like we are only 2.3 million. And our land is very big, though how many hectares? It's very, very big. You can walk or travel like even 50 kilometers without seeing any house or meeting anybody. And we are only 2.3 million. I used to feel like, God, if you were like at least 5 million. 5. Because why? The higher the population, the higher the economy. That's how it's supposed to be. You have enough people. You can, even if it's come to business-minded, like, you can sell anything.
You know, a blessing, any blessing, without order becomes a curse. So Nigeria, now that population you are talking about that we have, is more like a curse right now.
Because I was listening one day to one lady. She's a Nigerian. She was giving a testimony. She said she discovered, she's the first woman to discover this comb that we are using, this small with one line. A comb with one line, small. She's the one who designed that. She's a businesswoman. She went to China. She just came up with such a mind, like she used to see people using a certain instrument like a comb, but they used to cut it like they used to make it themselves. She decided to go to China. She gave the design that I need something like this. The Chinese people, they designed that comb for her, and she came and sold that comb. Do you know how much was it? She said it was, I don't know the naira, I don't know how to convert. Maybe 1. She was selling it like 1 naira or something. It's something like the cheapest price, like you can't, if it was in Ukraine, you can say maybe she was selling it at 1 carpet. Imagine how many, who doesn't need a comb? Even a baby, from a baby to an old woman, need a comb. And how many people are in Nigeria? If you calculate that 1 carpet per population, like how much is she making? How much did she make? She said she made a hell of billions. She made a hell of billions. Meaning with such a population, you can sell anything. Like myself in my country of 2.3 million, I can have a very, very good idea. But the thing is that, where will I sell that? We don't have people. It's such a good idea. Maybe I will sell it, but how much will I make if I go and design that come and sell it to 2.3 million people? How much will I make? It's a loss. But you guys are blessed. What you have to do is just to put things in order, as we've been learning here. I know the land will be just like, look at China. This country, Japan. It's because of their population. Just a population, just people itself, you are okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Look, somebody just wrote me here. He's saying, my name is this and this. I once wrote to you and commented on your post in Facebook that you should stop talking about other pastors on social media and focus on and face your calling. So that but if you don't stop, you will go to hell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but now he's continuing to write. But since I watched Prophet Sandu on his prophecy about Nigeria, I want to repent. And I want to say I'm sorry, and I'm solidly behind you now in what you are doing. I want to join one of the army, one of your army. I want to be one of the shoulders. And today, after watching this our Law and Order, I said, just listen to your Law and Order series. My goodness, my goodness. You are awesome. You are wonderful.
Light is coming.
Goosh. Goosh. What a revelation. Now, I'm so sorry that I said you shouldn't touch those men of God, but now actually they are the reason. They are madmen. I'm so glad I came across you in my generation. Those men are madmen, both the pastors and the politicians. DSA, please, when are you going to Nigeria? Take me in the team. I want to go with you. These are people who are telling me to go to hell, that I will go to hell. Now because they don't listen.
This says that what you're doing is effective. So I only wanted to say, isn't it funny how the wealthy countries who don't know Christ and don't know God,
yeah, they don't pray.
Yeah,
but the Bible,
but they understand the principle of the
Sabbath
Sabbath.
God. Yes.
Yeah. So instead of complaining, let's learn from the wealthy countries. Yeah, that's the only thing I wanted to say.
Instead of complaining and praying, we should just learn.
Yeah.
I agree, and if you look at the...
Is the broadcast continuing? Or you stopped? Okay.
If you look at the Bible, you'll see that the principle of rest is... You see that the principle of rest is spread throughout. Like, even when God says about land, he says, rest at every seventh year, because this is the law of God. And even today, some farmers do that, because if you keep farming the land year after year, all the nutrients will get sucked out of the soil, and it won't be useful for farming anymore. So even in the Bible itself, and this is the Old Testament, not even 2,000 years ago, a whole long time ago, it already says, please let your soil rest. Like, even nature works that way. But it's not just that you're like chaotically, like, I don't know if in Nigeria they saw that thing in the Bible and if they rest the soil. But even if they did, there still needs to be an order about it, because you could grow some crops one year, and that crop needs one mineral in particular. So then for that year, all that mineral is gone from the soil. So then just plant another crop for the next year that will use a completely different completely different mineral. Even so, you need order, and then you need to monitor everything so that you're producing enough crops so that you think ahead. Okay, what will I grow, or what will I do, or how will I feed myself in that 1 year when I'm resting my soul? And that's how you become a successful farmer. This is such an important principle that God didn't just say, well, in my great wisdom, because I care about you, Israel, I would suggest that you would please rest your soil. He said, no, you have to rest your soil every 7th year. This is literally a law, okay? Because God knows, like we talked about before, God knows what could enhance the living of what he has made and what could destroy it. So it's just a most rudimentary, just the most elementary of principles that in life you have to have order, you have to bring it to completion, and you have to rest. So it's just really sad that we don't understand that at all, and that we just think of doing everything chaotically, and that we think of doing everything chaotically, and that hoping that somehow something will work out, somehow there will be a miracle. Like even in Japan, where we talk about, oh, look at such a safe country, such a beautiful country, so perfect. Even there's one problem of overworking. That people, they just like keep going to work, and that that it's causing a few problems in society, that people are so focused on the work. That's literally like workaholism is like the norm, and that's like the amount of work they do in that country, it actually comes at a cost. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, like according to what we've been describing here, oh, we'll go to university, just hope we get admitted, hope we get a degree. Yeah, you got a degree, let's look for a job. I don't know what job I'll find or what will happen at the end of the day, but hey, a job, okay, got a job, gotta do some other stuff now. Like no planning at all, no organization at all. And yet we want to be all like peaceful and developed as Japan, where work is so organized. There's even like that it even has to be toned down already. That's just not realistic, and I'm glad that we've had our eyes open this time.
Thank you. Some people are asking about the Nigerian Transformation Project, when we are going. Make sure you go register. If you want to join us in the Nigerian Transformation Project, just go to sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria. 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 And for those who are saying, I must read up for Pastor Sunday's book this year, you have a challenge in your hands. You have to be reading book every week. Even if you read book every week, a new book every week, you will still not read half. Because you only read 52 books, and that is not even half. So, well, for you to get my books, just write to dssbooks@gmail.com. dssbooks, one word, dssbooks@gmail.com. So dssbooks@gmail.com. You'll be able to get them cheaper. But you can also buy them on Amazon, amazon.com, but you can also read them for free on Kindle, also on Amazon. Or you could give order to them on my blog, sundayadelajablog.com/books now, /books. And then for those who are asking, when is the next HMT? It's getting to people. People themselves are the ones asking now for HMT. Because they are realizing what HMT is really like. Because everybody is always saying, I'm busy, job, this. But when you begin to see it like this, you begin to regret, how am I not there? Well, number one, for you to come to HMT, you need to register. Also, sundayadelajablog.com/visit. sundayadelajablog.com/visit. But the next HMT is from the 2nd to the 7th of April. From the 2nd to the 7th of April. Just like this time, this is 2nd to the 7th of January. But that one is 2nd to the 7th of April. This April, in 2 months' time. 2nd to the 7th of April. You could come earlier, you could stay longer, but just go to sundayadelajablog.com/visit. Then that's how you could register. If you want to guide the books, sundayadelajablog.com/books. Or you could write to dssbooks@gmail.com. Now, there are also some people who are saying that they would like to send their children or come with their children to teenagers HMT. I'm not sure we're going to do teenagers HMT because, if we don't have enough participants, we are not going to. Because last time we didn't have enough participants. So if you want us to do teenagers, HMT, make sure you take responsibility for organizing people who might want to send their kids as well. Then you go to sundaydelajablog.com/visit, and there is a form there that you can fill for the teenagers. But if you really want to help organize this or be a coordinator for your country or for where you are, then I think you might need to write to guest, right? Or what? Guest at God Embassy, GUEST, guest at godembassy.org, so that, we could organize and be able to see how many people will be coming. That's what will help us to decide if we would like to do it or not. So what do I say? I just need to do my best and to not think about it, because if I'm going to think about it, I'm feeling very big pain, because I'm seeing how things could be fixed, and it's like I'm a madman from the psychiatric hospital, because I'm saying something, it's like nobody else is saying it. So I just keep quiet. But at least in this HMT, I'm trying to do my best by talking. At 3 o'clock, that is in the next 2.5 hours, I will be back. I will be back to present our plan. We already have the plan for Nigerian Transformation Project. If you go to the YouTube, you'll be able to see that. Nigerian Transformation Project under Elijah. But that is from the American perspective. I have several teams. One team in America, one team in Nigeria, one team here in Ukraine. So this time I'm going to do presentation with the help of my coordinator here, the Ukrainian team, of how, from the Ukrainian perspective, we want to handle and approach the Nigeria Transformation Project. Then it's надо тогда подготовить слайд, организовать Галя. We want this message собраться, чтобы помочь ему понять порядок, как лучше делать презентацию. Я буду ему переводить, и чтобы все вложилось за эти 2 часа или сколько сейчас, чтобы мы могли все полностью показать, над чем он уже поработал, и все слайды, и все, чтобы он мог все это рассказать. What are you trying to say? It's 3 o'clock, right? We are coming. Yeah. 3 o'clock I will be here with him, so we'll be doing it together. All right. Pearl, what can I do? What can I say? What else can I say? May God help us, yeah. Baba, what do I say?
It's just confirming again my pastor, yesterday.
Is it green?
Yes, green. Yesterday or day before yesterday, I was just wondering that are we Nigerians a special breed, or is there anything that really wrong with us, really? But this session today again has really, I don't know how to, it really shows that actually it's just that, if everybody out there could listen to this message, you will, even if you say there's no NEPA, you can't share your message with somebody
data.
At the village. It's actually I still remember in Nigeria, you see those women who they say they collect ajo. What is ajo?
Collection.
The collection. They visit houses. You share things with them. You share things with your family. They take it. They exchange information. As it is hard today that, all that we think we are doing, you banker that you think you are getting increment of money, you think now rest has come. That's not true. You are still in that environment. Even our president, that thinks, everything is okay, is still running down here into Europe. He could stay here if situation allows him. Just like me, I ran away from that place. We all ran here. 2-3 months ago, he was sick, he was here. I believe deep down, if he has a choice, he will want to stay here because of the health, quality of health here. But it's because there are a lot of noises over there. That's why he has to go back. So there's no Sabbath, really. That's what the reflection is. That's what I'm seeing here. We have not yet reached a stage whereby we need to have Sabbath there. And not until you and me take responsibility. You might say, why are you still there? I'm here, I'm gathering wisdom. I'm coming down here as well to contribute my own quota. I'm coming with, in my own little way, I am coming. And you that you are there, you have heard today. God doesn't release his blessing if you and me, if men wouldn't take responsibility. And that responsibility has to be taken. It's now. It's now. And that's why we have all this chaos. That's why we don't have that stability. Stability in that country. I just beseech you, I beseech you in the name of God, take responsibility. Let us all take responsibility. We watched a film, if you've been following this program, earlier on this morning, the production of cassava, and someone was wondering why the young generations are not taking the opportunity. The young generations are in the church. Even if they are graduates, they will tell you they don't want to go back to the farm. They are in the church.
They are praying and fasting.
Yes, they are in the church waiting for that miracle, that blessing.
Waiting for manna from heaven.
Where you and me could actually really do something and take responsibility. This is not we don't need to enough of quoting scriptures. Enough of quoting scripture. Let us do something practical.
No matter how they stay in that mountain, all these things will not be done.
It won't work. It won't work.
Man has to come out and take responsibility.
We need to come out and do something. Just little thing. Just little thing. We have seen all those developed countries. They are not even Christians. We've seen people that are inventing things. You and me, we have got the same worth in life. We have got the same worth. People that are something today, even those that have died, but you still remember them. Names like Mandela, who has got value.
Isaac
Newton. Thomas Edison. Bill Gates.
Albert Einstein.
Dr. Genius, who is alive, and you don't want to recognize him when he's alive. You don't want to embrace wisdom. Wisdom is crying, is shouting, say, come. This is saddening. This is saddening. I beseech you, in the name of God, let us do something. Our country is great. Our country is great. Our country is great. We can all develop our country buy ideas from all these books. Not until I come here. And I will actually use this opportunity to invite you all to come to HMT. You might, it's just different. It is different. You be on the platform, it's good. But coming here to rub minds with people. Since I came, I've got ideas. I've rubbed minds with people. I've made contact with people. And I hope, I truly believe that you make that step. Take that step of faith if you truly believe. This is not a question of, let's forget maybe forget about Antichrist or not Antichrist. Let us forget about it and just try something new. Be open-minded. Be open-minded. We don't need to deceive ourselves. It's just, I'm
fired up.
The blood, every blood in me, every drop of water in me is crying out that there is someone here. There is someone. Just if you say, okay, what he is doing, what Pastor Sunday is doing is not of God. How will you know if you don't try it? How will you know? How will you know? Try it. If it doesn't work, then you have the opportunity to drop it and go back to what you have been doing before.
What you've been doing that never worked?
I don't know. It's I just believe we Nigerians, we are great. We are great. We are great. When I went to the United Kingdom, and someone was asking me, Baba, why are you here? Nigeria is with a lot of natural resources.
A white man was asking.
Yeah, a white man. And I said, well, you are from Great Britain, and it's because I want to be great. Say your country is even greater because all the things that we've got, most of them came from your country. We are great people. We are great people. I beseech you. Thank you. It's just, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
I'm also almost confused at this point because I'm just thinking, when we read the Bible, what do we even see? Like, how do you get the conclusion that life is based around miracles? Just like, let's take any story. Let's take the story of Joseph. When his mother bore him, did God just pull him out by a miracle? No, his mother went through labor and went through pain, and Joseph was born. So when you are born, you aren't inherently followed by miracles. That's the first lesson you can see by looking at reality, that you have to actually do stuff to develop and to grow and to achieve something in life. And it's not just, prayer, fasting, and miracles happen. No, there's something more to it. God is not a God of miracles. Yes, he can do miracles, but it's not that the whole world was made by a system of miracles. Oh, rain comes down because miracles. Oh, there's water here and land here in perfect place because miracles. Oh, the water cycle. Oh, it's not a cycle. It's not a system. No, it's miracles. Every day, God's angels come and they cry or something, and then the rain comes down, and then the flowers grow up. And oxygen, yeah, that's also a miracle. It's not like God created these plants in a system to provide oxygen. No, it's miracles. It's No. Even if you look at the life of Joseph, when he got to the position of in the Pharaoh's court of being second in command, was that because of miracles? Well, sure, if you'll say that being sold by your brothers was a miracle and that being thrown into prison was a miracle, I think it was because of Joseph's value system, because he was God-fearing. Because even when he had the temptation of adultery, he ran away from it. then it seems that he was punished for it, but he continued fearing God. He kept up his relationship with God to the point that he discovered his gifts of interpretation. He interpreted dreams, and even when he was forgotten about after he interpreted the dream of somebody who was freed from prison, eventually that came back around because of his value system of fearing God above all others. That's why he was exalted, because he was humble. It wasn't a miracle. It was because of the order of the universe. It was because of God's law. God's first and utmost law: love the Lord with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. Joseph did that, and what happened? If you read Exodus, was it Exodus 18 or Exodus 28 about the blessings and curses?
Yeah, 28.
Yeah, Exodus 28. It says
Deuteronomy.
Yeah, to Deuteronomy. Yeah, it says if you follow God's law, these are the blessings that will come. If you don't follow God's law, these are the curses that will come. This is a law. There are penalties. There are rewards. That's how God works. It's not by miracle. It's not, oh, you pray and you fast. That's not all that God told us to do. And God didn't say that you come to earth, you pray, you fast, and I give you miracles. That's not the way it works. God said that we have to develop in him and grow in him and become more like him. And what is God like? He doesn't just sit up there and say, why don't I make a miracle for myself today? He is working. He continues to work. God never sleeps. And we want to be like him. So it doesn't mean that we're lying on our couch like, oh, when will I get my big break? This, there's so much potential for me. I'm waiting for my miracle. No, you have to go out and you have to work the way that Jesus did. Jesus was a miracle worker himself. And did he just sit around and be like, I want some wine. Let me just turn some water into wine here for myself. Oh yeah, God is great. He gives me the power to make miracles. Yes, praise the Lord. That's not how Jesus' ministry went. He went out and he preached. He gave God's truth to people. And when he even made miracles, that was just a symbol, just an example of the law of God. Just that when you have faith and when you're willing to sacrifice yourself for God, and when you're willing to humble yourself, he will exalt you. That's why the woman with bleeding was healed, because she had such strong faith, because she humbled herself before Jesus. That's why the sinful woman who broke the alabaster oil on him was forgiven and was honored, because she humbled herself. When we are asking for miracles, we're not humbling ourselves. We're not even thinking about God. We're just thinking about what we want for ourselves and ourselves and ourselves. That's our value systems. Me, me, me. That's our whole values. And that's why we can't have anything that's why we can't have any order in our society. Because if you're only thinking about yourself and only about your temporary pleasure, like, sure, you could think about yourself as in making order in your life, but you're just thinking about your temporary pleasure, like, what's nice tasting food, like fast food should I eat now? What should I do now? Maybe just have a great party, make a mess, and then I'm too lazy to clean it up, so let there just be disorder here. Just always constantly chasing your own pleasure so much that you'll see somebody lying in the road, bleeding, hit by a car, and you'll just run past because, oh, I want to get some money today. That's our value system, and that's why there's so much chaos in Nigeria. That's why there's so much instability in the world, because everybody's value system is for me, me, me. Like the consumerist things, that we have access to so much knowledge. We have access to the Bible, YouTube. This is things that we're exposed to every day. But why don't we see the things that DSA has revealed to us as HMT there? Because we're just thinking about ourselves and pleasure and entertainment, and the next time we can watch something funny or something like that. But that's not the way it should be. We need to form a new value system, and we need to pass that on to our nation, or else everything will just get worse. So that's what I've understood.
I see. I'm looking at Facebook, and I'm seeing everybody is declaring 21-day fast, 30-day fast. And they're doing it every year.
I skipped it this year.
And maybe that's why people are not even coming here. They're having their program, their church program. This 1 week here, I think is worth more than all their years of those 21 days.
So I want to
to really thank you for the information that you've given unto us. Like, I'm just imagining. Imagine most of us who have been privileged to be around this part of the world are still like this, are still like so like dumbfounded. We are like surprised. We are kind of like, we are feeling the heat inside of us. How much more
those ones who
have not seen this light as we have seen. So there is big darkness in the one part of the world,
and the darkness is here.
I just pray that even as you be going, God will bring people that will also like help this vision, because we really need change in our mind, because we value money more than information, more than knowledge. So
that's why people are not buying the books. Yes. By the way, if you want to be a distributor of the books, please help us spread the book. You will get 60-70% from the price of the book. Please help us distribute it. Let people get knowledge. Yeah.
And so,
leave you. Come.
It's touching.
I just wanted to say there are some people in Holland who are watching, so thank you so much. I'm getting messages. By the way, I speak perfectly Dutch, so don't send messages half Dutch, half English. If you want to have some books, next week I will be in Holland, and I have 7 kilos worth of weight I can take with me, so I can take some books with me. So there are already
that's a good idea.
Some people bought some books. I already
you
have them.
Bring them for them.
Yeah, so there's someone who bought 9 books, I guess, and someone 6, and some more. So all Dutch viewers, you can buy the books. No problem. I will take them with you.
Tell them the story you told me when you got back from last time. Somebody, is a Muslim or?
Oh yeah. So this is a really funny story. So I was here for the last HMT in November. And I went back to my workplace, and I always talk about Jesus and Christ and all the religious stuff, and nobody cares for some kind of reason. So I got the attention from a colleague of mine, and he always asks how's Jesus doing and those kind of things. And I said, just come with me to church. And he said, I will never set foot in your church. I'm not interested. So I came back last November, and I was very excited, and I was talking about what I had experienced here at the HMT and how it impacted my life. And he said, "Oh, and who was holding the conference, or who was doing the teachings?" And I only showed him. I have my phone, the books I have on my phone and on the Kindle version, and I only showed him one of the books, just 2 or 3 seconds. And he went on his own on the internet and he bought a book. He isn't even a Christian. He doesn't know anything. Wait, there comes more. So he came to me and said, I never read, but I'm going to read this book. He bought How to Regain My Lost Years. He says, I'm going to read this book every day for 10 minutes because I'm not used to reading. After I'm finished, I want to review it with you. Tell me what you got out of the book. I'm going to tell you what you got out of the book. And he keeps asking me about...
He himself went
to
look for my book on YouTube, on Amazon.
I don't even know how he got the book. He went on his own. He just showed me, I got the book. I'm like, okay, I didn't even advertise. I didn't say anything. He just went on his own, seeing my excitement and how I've been changed. Because, you knew me before, and I came back, and he saw the changes. Yeah. Because I read the book Stop Working for Uncle Sam, so I'm working very, very hard to stop working for the system. So he sees how I've been changed. So the thing is, he always asks me about you and what's going on here, and I said, just following
and
on the internet.
To follow you to
yeah. So I said, he asked me, so when are you going to Ukraine? Because I want to go with you. The next time you go to Ukraine, I want to come with you. On its own. So very, very nice.
An unbeliever.
An unbeliever.
The fire he was carrying.
No, we've made God so unattractive.
Because of our religion.
Of religion.
Because of religion. But people don't like religion. People want to see God. They saw God in him.
Exactly.
He came back from Kiev, God manifested in him.
Yeah.
And somebody who was mocking, how is Jesus doing everything? Now himself, he didn't even give him direction how to find it. He himself went looking for God.
That's so true.
while we're having today's training, towards the end, this was the thought that came to my mind, that Christianity or Christians have actually produced more atheists in the world. We are the reason behind atheism. Why? Because we've not made God attractive. We've not made him flesh. And so that's the reason why they come to our services, or they come amongst Christians, and they're like, what are you guys doing? They don't even see us as humans. Because their brain is working. And they come to us and they're like, what? Like we're just a group of brain dead people acting like animals, getting stimulated by praise and worship, and then masturbating in church. No product. Nothing. That's what's happening. And they're like, what do you want to present to me? There's nothing. You guys are just nothing is working. But what even fascinates me the most actually about DSA is how everything is from the Bible. Everything is from the Bible. And well, I just want, this was the thought that came to my mind, DSA. That we just need to look for a way to destroy everything. We have to just destroy, like we should just go to all of the, I don't know how it's, let's just start from the beginning, like from the scratch, and let's start building again. Because it's like right from the foundation of what we have received. You know, Pearl was saying something about how she can't even rationalize how we believe that everything works by miracle. Man, you're a blessed lady there. Because even in Nigeria, religion is our default system. Yeah. Because we were born into religion, raised in religion, grew up in religion, and worship religion. Not even God. So,
yeah, Livio just spoke about an unbeliever going to get my book. He doesn't even know how he got the book. But he got it, and he's giving every day. He's not a reader. He doesn't even like to read, but he couldn't not do it this time. And he's saying, we are going to review the book when I finish. Every day we'll be reading. And then he said, take me to Kyiv. He will not go to his town, to church, 5 minutes walk or drive. But yeah, I want to buy a ticket to fly to Kyiv. He said, anytime you are going, take me along. Life. So there are a few books that I want to recommend to you people. Unfortunately, you can only get them to read them for free on Amazon, Kindle. If you want, you can read them for free if you are registered on Kindle Unlimited, or you can write to dssbooks@gmail.com and order them and get them even cheaper than Amazon. One of those books that will confirm the teachings I did today, that will help you to practicalize this teaching, is called How to Win in Life. Who Wins in Life? How to Win in Life. There are two of them. There are two different books. Who Wins in Life is a book, and then How to Win in Life is a different book. But this one is How to Win in Life. I don't think we have Who to Win in Life. I think we have that too. How to Win in Life. The second book about order, which is in line with the order we are talking about today, is Excellence. Excellence, your key to elevation. That's the way I want to do. Excellence, your key to elevation. The next book that will help you as black man, so that you will know that black man have done it before, we can still do it, is called How Africans Brought Civilization to Europe and the Role of Africans in All Continents. The next book that will help you is Let Heroes Arise. Then the next book that will help you is Hello, I Am Searching for Problems. Then the next book that will help all of you is called A Visionless Life is a Meaningless Life. A visionless life is a meaningless life. Then the next one is called Discovering the Purpose and Calling of Nations. The next one that will help you is called Why Losing Your Job is the Best Thing That Could Ever Happen to You. Why Losing Your Job is the best thing that could ever happen to you. Then the next book is Why Am I Unlucky? Why Am I Unlucky? Then after that, go for the book, which is called Work is Better Than Vacation. Work is better than vacation, labor better than favor. Basically, those are the most important books you want to. Then, let me give you a few more. Could you be the Abraham of your nation is another one. Could you be the Abraham of your nation? The next one, the essence and value of life. The essence and value of life. And another one, I am a person. Am I a personality? I am a person, but am I a personality? I'm a person, but am I a personality? Another book that will help you in this journey is The Creative and Innovative Power of a Genius. Raising Up the Next Generation of, and that's another one, Raising Up the Next Generation of Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. Yeah. Those books will go a long way to making you a superhuman being that it will take to actually, bring order and abundance of blessings to your generation. Peace. I'll be back in 2 hours' time.
Okay, let's put our hands together once again for Dr. Genius. Yes. Okay, that brings us to the end of the first section of History Makers Training, January 2018. And we are here at Dr. Sunday's Adologist residence in Kyiv, Ukraine, day 5, and it has been awesome. And for those of you that have been with us, I believe it has been awesome. So we're going to continue the second section, which is going to start at 3 Ukrainian time, 15:00 Ukrainian time. So, but I want to say something a little bit about the History Makers Training. You guys have heard, especially to our viewers, you've heard what Dr. Sunday have said. Hello? You heard what Dr. Sunday have said. You've heard what the History Makers students here have testified, how they have been transformed. So you have time to make it for the April, for the July, for the August History Makers trainings. You don't want to miss being part of this history because history has been made. Where I'm standing, history has been made for 10 years. 10 years History Makers training has been existing. And I think it's really big time for you to be part of this history. You don't want to be left behind. You don't want to just sit down there and keep telling yourself, oh, Nigeria is done, I've lost hope. How can it be transformed? What can I do? You'll be surprised of the little you can do. So you still have chance. It's not too late. And that is why Dr. Sunday has one of his books called How to Regain My Lost Year. It's never too late. So please save the date. You have time. You can go to sundayajalajablog.com/visit to see the date of the next History Makers training. Thank you very much. We'll see you in 2 hours, Kyiv, Ukraine time. Thank you. See you. Bye.